legends? I hope you're all amazing. On today's video, we're going to check out the brand new NUX Tape Echo, another digital recreation of the iconic Roland Space Echo. Essentially, you have a virtual tape machine in here with 3 virtual tape playback heads that you can control with this encoder in the top right. You've got head 1, 2, and 3, and then various combinations of these playback heads. In order to control the echo, you've got controls for time, repeat, level, bass, and treble. Then there is a separate reverb on here. If you hold down this encoder, you can access things like the saturation, the wow, and flutter for the virtual tape. You've got a kill dry function. You've got the ability to have expression control over a few of these parameters, and then you've got MIDI control in there. We'll come to these parameters first. I want you to hear the core tone of this particular pedal. I'll start with my clean sound. Old 1977 Fender Strat with Sir Michael Landau pickups in it. On the neck pickup. So that reverb can give you an almost infinite tail on there. That's pretty cool. It's not too overbearing with the mix, and then you've got plenty of control over the overall tone of the echo repeats with bass and treble. I'll just bring the treble control up back to noon so we can hear that. I want you to hear what the saturation, wow, and flutter can do on this particular pedal, because they do add some important character on there. Let's have a listen to where we're at the moment. Personally, I like that saturation control at about 70%. Once you get it past 80%, closer to 100%, it just sounds a little bit too grainy for my particular taste, but it's nice to have that control in there. Let's play around with wow and flutter on here now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually just going to crank them right up, and then we will bring them down just to see how extreme we can make these tape modulation controls sound. Check it out. That's a pretty killer sounding modulated delay, whether it sounds like a real tape echo or not. I've never tried a real RE201. I love the way that sounds, and I immediately want to hear the combo of head 2 and 3 on this. I'm going to bring the treble control up just a little bit. Let's check it out. That with some distortion and the level backed off a little bit, maybe some fewer repeats, is pretty ideal for me for a lead style tone. You notice when I added that wow and flutter in there that it did increase the overall stereo spread on here. I really like that as well. Let's hear it with some Filth. While we're at it, let's hear all 3 playback heads on there. I'm going to tap in a slightly slower tempo for you all. Let's hear that. And as you heard with that last clip, the reverb, the multiple echo heads on there, you can do some very, very gorgeous stuff on there. I do really like the sound of this reverb in here and the fact that once you get it past about noon, it gets super spacious and lush, but doesn't wash out the delays. I like that you've got individual controls over wow and flutter on here. I just wish you didn't have to menu surf with them on there. If there was a dedicated knob for that or a concentric pot, that would have been really, really cool. You can get a what you see is what you get layout if you hook this up with a USB cable to your computer, because there is a software editor for this. Very cool. There is MIDI in and out via TRS on the side. You've got an expression pedal input on here, as I mentioned earlier. And you've also got a basic looper in here. If you hold these 2 buttons down, you go into sound on sound mode, where you will have your echo tone on there, but then you can start building layers of that, which is going to appeal to a lot of people. Now, a lot of people are going to want to know how this compares to something like the brand new Boss RE2 and RE202. The main thing to mention is that this retails for about $179 US. That is more than half the retail price of the 202, so probably not fair to compare them. The 202 does have a lot of extra features on it. I think the saturation on the 202 for my ears sounds a whole lot better, and you can use the saturation on the 202 on your dry sounds. You can kind of use it like a drive pedal, which is super cool. You've also got 4 echo heads on the RE2 and the RE202, which this doesn't have. But this does have a software editor. It does have the individual wow and flutter controls on there. And this does sound really, really good. For the money, it's kind of hard to go past. I think, though, for a lot of people who want the Boss RE2 or the Boss RE202, they're probably just going to pay the money for that anyway, because that ticks so many boxes and kind of everyone loves Boss. If that's not a concern to you though, this is probably worth checking out because, again, for the money, some insane features on there, and I really like the way it sounds, just like every other NUX product out there. NUX also make their Tape Core Deluxe, which is not really a mini version of this. It lacks a lot of the features, but I think it sounds very, very similar. I do have a video with that as well, and it is a whole lot cheaper, so you might want to consider that one as well. What a time to be alive if you like digital recreations of Tape Echo. Let me know your thoughts about this pedal in the comments section below. If you want to support my channel directly, there are links in the video description to my Patreon and to the music that I make with my band Ragdoll. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.